Hey, I'm Supats, lifelong solopreneur. Now living my life with only one passion to help solopreneurs to launch their digital products on fast track so that they can be profitable as fast as within 1 week, and they want to scale, they can join the membership. And as a bonus, I show them how they can sell their digital products all over the world using affiliates. Without further delay, let's get started. Welcome to New Beginning Inspiration for You podcast. And today you really have a treat. Okay, let me explain you why today's guest is a real treat. I have been a solopreneur almost whole of my life, and I got a second chance in my life, and then I just wanted to focus helping solopreneurs, and I saw what all the challenges most solopreneurs go through. Most solopreneurs, they wear many hats, and they try to do everything. Many solopreneurs quit 40 hours of job, end up working 80 hours in their business, and they lead to their burnout. And there is no healing strategy, no self love, no self respect. And I remember I had written on my sales page that fun building business, and you won't believe many solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, they opposed it. They said, if we want to have fun, we'll go out with our friends. But why would we have business and fun together? And it is really important to have fun, enjoyment, humor, everything part of your life so that you thoroughly enjoy the journey. Because most of the time, when you reach the destination, oh, you feel, oh, that's it. And if you enjoy the journey with really humor and laughter, oh my goodness, your life becomes such a joy. Then you won't even know what burnout is. And here today we have Merit. She is going to show you how to enjoy your life, how to add humor into her life. She herself has been a solopreneur. She understands other solopreneur. I always said that, only one solopreneur understands other solopreneur, neither their friends nor family. Because as a solopreneur, if you are working late night, like 9 p.m. in your home office, your spouse will come and ask, why are you working right now? Your friends are going for party on weekend, they want you to join, and you may not have appointment which you couldn't schedule during weekday, you have to do it on weekend. They don't understand. But only one solopreneur understands other solopreneur. Merit has been also a lifelong solopreneur just like me. She understands solopreneur. She understands the benefit of humor into your life and business, and she is going to teach you how you can enjoy your life, how you can enjoy your business. So, without further delay, let me invite Merit. Merit, we want to know more about your business and your. You have been a solopreneur from 1998, almost the same time even I joined. I became a solopreneur. So, tell me your journey. How did you decide to start your own business, and how did you decide to be specialized in your current niche?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Sue. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I started my business in 1998. Like you said, I had a sales management, training, coaching, and consulting business. I think I always knew I was going to go into sales of some sort. It was just a matter of what was I going to sell. So I started in radio advertising, and then I went to sales training and coaching. And it was during that experience and how I was growing my business was doing talks for different business groups. And then I got paid for doing those marketing programs. And then that opened up a whole new world of professional speaking at conferences, association meetings, corporate events. So my business has changed so many times, as any solopreneur would could attest to. Sometimes the marketplace tells you this is what we need you to do, and other times you have a new idea or you have something that you want to offer and bring to the marketplace. And so my business has gone in many different directions, but at the core it was always about helping people discover that more was possible for them. So in the beginning, it was really like I could help you do more, become more, earn more. And that was through sales, coaching, training, consulting. And then, more recently, it started to become more about emotional intelligence, and I got my certification there. So it was beyond sales. It was, who are you, and what attributes are you taking to any uh, any important mission in your life, and how do those things help you or hurt you? Um, really understanding your own blind spots. And then I started taking comedy classes. I started studying comedy in 2014, and essentially that was because I wanted to be funnier in my keynote programs. And a funny thing happened on the way to trying to be funnier in business programs. I fell in love with stand-up comedy, and that just became one more thing that I enjoyed doing, and that was just performing stand-up and writing comedy. And then for my 50th birthday, which was 2019, I wrote and produced and performed an original inspiring comedy show, a one woman show. It was really about my life story, but I told it through the lens of comedy. And I thought at that time it was going to be something I just did once in my life, but people really were impacted by the story, and they saw themselves in my journey. And I was not expecting to have affected people quite in that way. I thought, well, my keynotes and my business programs, that's where I teach you something. My comedy show, well, that's where you're just entertained. But it ended up being something that was really impactful. It reached people beyond the entertainment value. And that's when I kind of tuned in. I thought, okay, the universe is trying to tell me something. That's really what I'm here to do, is show people that, more is possible for your life. Lean in, find the funny when things go awry at different points in your life, and see what that provides for you.
So, who is your ideal customer? Means, how do you help them?
So I have a few different ideal customers. I would say primarily women in business. That would be my primary ideal customer, and they're doing a few things. So by day, I still do coaching and consulting and help people generate more revenue in their work. But I do it with more of a holistic approach. So I'm looking at, who are they from an emotional intelligence standpoint, and how can that profile help them see that there are more possibilities for their life and their work. So that's still very much a part of who I am and what I do. But oftentimes, sometimes, those same women run businesses that also want to get in front of other women. And so another ideal good customer for me is somebody who wants more exposure to the audiences that are coming to see my one woman show. And that's where we do really creative sponsorship things, and helping connect their brand, their offers, to the women who are really inspired to see the show, which are women who are, more, I would say, between 40 and 60 is probably my sweet spot for the show, the audience. And they're going through some big transition in their life. So that's that. And then, of course, the third big, amazing audience for me is the audience that does come to see the show. So I perform. I'm touring the country starting this fall. I've done some touring, and then I'm really making a big splash on the touring scene starting this fall of 2025, and I'll be bringing my show to theaters across the country. So anybody who wants to buy a ticket and laugh and learn along the way.
So, your shows are mostly in person, or you have virtual shows too?
Yeah, no, I wrote my show as a theater piece, and I do believe at this point in time it's most authentic to me to share it as a live theater piece. So that means me getting in my car, getting in a plane, lugging along the props and the costumes and the sets and the whole thing. But to bring the show experience to people where they are. Now, after the show, once you have a sense of, oh, I'd like to look at my own life through the lens of comedy. That's when I do workshop experiences. I actually call them work show experiences because it's not a workshop and it's not just a show, it's a work show. So you have this, and those are smaller groups, and I do those virtually. I do them live as well, but I do offer them virtually because it, I feel so passionate about bringing this message to people that, they say tragedy plus time equals comedy, but my perspective is nobody said it had to take a long time. So if I can teach you the formula, how I mined my life for the stories and then rewrote the narratives so that I could tell myself a new empowering story and one that has a little humor to it, then you can start to see that some of the narratives that you've sold yourself, that you've bought into, that may be very limiting in your life, can actually be reimagined so that you can see what new possibilities exist, what you can create if you just shift the belief that you have about how a particular event unfolded.
Thank you. You have so many unique offerings. So, what about the challenge? What kind of challenges you faced and how did you overcome them?
I think I would say the biggest challenge, and I still battle with this one myself today, is that I I tend to try to do too much on my own. And the times in my life when I have partnered with someone on an offering or collaboration in terms of bringing something to the market or just helping me in behind the scenes in my business, anything that I've done where I've brought other people into the mix to help has gone far better than anything I tried to do all by my little self. I have certain skill sets. There are other things that I can learn, but it's probably not worth the brain numbing experience to get good at things that are just not my genius zone.
No, I totally agree with you because collaboration is even my main pillar. Yeah, you can create win-win situation and you can help each other out, and it is a great strategy. And especially new solopreneur, they don't have huge budget to invest into ads and other strategies. Collaboration works like a charm, so
Yeah.
no doubt about it. I totally agree with you. And also, how about the mistakes? Because it's always good to learn from your own mistakes, and of course, better to learn from somebody else's mistakes. So, our audience always wants to know that someone successful who comes on our podcast, what kind of mistakes they did and what they learned from their mistakes.
I would say the biggest mistake that I've made throughout my career is, trying to get everything ready perfect before I would get out there and share with the marketplace what I had. And, the marketplace is very forgiving, especially when you're launching something new or creative. And I think that the sooner you get out there, here's the idea, and you listen to people and they share with you, well, wow, that would be great for me, or I don't understand that, or you learn so much from the questions that other people ask you. But if you're confining yourself to your office and you're not getting out into the world or doing podcasts or listening to people's response to what you are bringing to the marketplace, you will lose a lot of valuable time, or you'll create something that really wasn't what was in the highest good for the marketplace, of people that you're trying to serve. So it's really important to find out what people need, listen, and then create what is truly needed and wanted.
I totally agree with you because market research is so important, because otherwise you spend so much of time, and if it is not of any value then you wasted so much of time. So many times actually you can even pre-sell before you build it, or you can build it while yeah, means basically while doing the live experience. And I totally agree with you because perfectionism means basically many solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, they want to be perfect. But my guide, my mentor always tells, as a human being, you are never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
The day you become perfect, God will call you, because then you won't be a human being. So
Mm.
as far as you are better today than yesterday, everything is fine. And I can relate to your story. People do understand you and they accept you with open arm. Same happened with me when I was launching my membership. I created a wait list because I thought my site is not ready. So 1 month wait list. Again, second month I thought it's not ready. I I postponed for 1 more month. I told them that okay, 1 more month. Then third month again I felt, oh my goodness, I'm not ready. I said, what should I do now? Because if I again postpone, people will lose interest and trust. So then I just became very authentic and clearly told them, it is not ready, but we have enough for you to move the needle into your business, and we'll work on our site every day so that it will be better. And people accepted me with open arm, and everything was really great. Only thing, we were just scared, we just want to be perfect. But as far as you are helping with your offerings, better to just go ahead and start. Launches are really good, means don't postpone.
Yeah.
You are not helping by any means.
Yeah.
And the kind of business you have, it is not possible to build without passion and purpose. So how did you, means basically, realize your passion and purpose, and how do you incorporate into your business?
I think I've always had a drive to help people, to leave people better than I found them in every domain of my life. And uh, I I just, I mean, I loved sales. I loved I loved the win-win in it, so not the pushy aggressive, it's good for me, but it's not good for you type of sales. But I think most sales professionals get into the business because or the profession, they want to help people. They want to connect people with something that they need that would be good for them. And so I think that was always just a really strong driving value for me. And then also entertainment and keeping things light. I don't know if it's a strength of mine or if it's just a coping mechanism, but generally when things feel heavy, I tend to be the person in the room that wants to lighten the mood. And, sometimes that's appropriate, sometimes it's not. But I do think that I've learned, as I've matured in my life, when to use that strength, that gift, to serve people, and when to back off a little bit, right? Like sometimes you're in a meeting, there's a purpose, and being funny, like I'm sitting in a meeting and I can think of like 20 things I'd want to say that would be funny, but I don't want to derail the meeting, right? So you got to pick your moments. But entertainment and bringing laughter to people, I think, the more I actually studied humor, not just from the context of a performer, but also the psychological benefits of laughter, and the stress relief of laughter. And so now, when I perform comedy, and I perform regularly all across the country, in addition to doing my own show, I perform with a group called Moms Unhinged, and we're selling out theaters, 400 and 500 seat theaters across the country. There's 40 mom comedians, and our audience is of moms, and it's really a fun experience. But I definitely view that as a gift to the audience. Like, moms are stressed, women are
Oh, yeah.
stressed, right? And everyone's stressed. I shouldn't say that. Men are stressed too. And I just feel like it's a gift to be able to go and just put everything else to the wayside and enjoy relaxing and laughter, and that laugh out loud, laugh from your gut, sitting next to somebody also laughing that heartily, not a chuckle laughing at your screen in your own living room, but like a real guffaw. And I think that's a gift to be able to do that for people. And
Oh, yeah,
you know
absolutely right. And you are one of the really rarest person I came across who loves sell. Because I work with lots of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owners. They are very passionate about their product, their service. They are really good at it. They want to have business, and then when it comes to sales and marketing, they freeze. They say, oh, do I have to do that? 80% of business is sales and marketing. And
Absolutely.
yeah, means I really feel Many of them, they are not ready. So you tell me, what is your best sales strategy which really worked well for your business?
I mean, I have many, many sales philosophies. We could talk for hours because I've done year-long training programs on sales, and I think it comes down to three things. So there's your mindset, there, what you tell yourself. There's the mechanics of, like the sales process, understanding the mechanics of selling. And then there's, being in motion. So mindset, mechanics, motion being like, just the actions and behaviors you do to generate the results you want. And the trick with sales is you have to be good in all three of those. You can't just have a can do attitude but not really understand how to ask good questions to get people to open up and share the real issues that they have that are challenging them, that you could be a solution for. And you can't know all the good sales techniques but not pick up the phone or be where your customers are and be in motion, right? So it's that combination of mindset, mechanics, emotion. You got to do all three. I would say one of my strongest beliefs about sales that has really made a huge difference for all of the clients that I've coached and the companies that have hired me to train their teams and brought me in to keynote at their conferences and still bring me in today. It's that idea of first, there's the sale that happens before the conversation about selling. And that is the one that's happening in the sales professional's mind. So it's first, I have to be open that a new possibility is available for this prospect. And my first job is to open their mind to a new possibility. So before you get into your features and your benefits and their challenges and all of that, you first have to open their mind to receive your value. And that has been a big game changer for a lot of my clients because they're like, oh, I never really thought about it like that way. It's more than building rapport. And that's building rapport is part of it and establishing trust, but it's really allowing them to acknowledge that, yes, I do have an open mind. No, I don't think this is as good as it could get. Yes, I do think I could find something better than what I have, or, something that could really solve my problems in ways that I hadn't imagined. Right. So I think that's the first part. The other real strong mindset that I've had about sales is that it's not my job to tell somebody, to determine for somebody that they're not qualified. Right. So I would never look at someone. It's kind of like the pretty woman example. If you remember that movie from long
Oh
ago,
yeah, I
she,
clearly remember
yeah,
that scene
yeah,
in the
in the
when
store.
she goes to buy a dress, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And the salesperson just decided for her, oh, this woman can't afford the dresses we have here. And yeah, she could, because that was the sales professional or person, which we wouldn't call her professional, but that salesperson didn't understand the whole picture. And so I never want to decide for my audience that they're in the wrong place, that they can't afford or don't need what I have. I just trust the right people are always in the room. I'm in front of the right people. If I'm here and you're here and we're talking about your needs and my offers, it may be that it's not a match, but that will be because you decide, not me. Well, not me in advance. It may be that I can have a conversation with somebody and decide, you know what, I don't think we're a match to work together. I get to have that decision as well, but I'm not going to get there first. And I'm not going to decide for them that they can't, afford it. People will find incredible ways to fund projects that they're
Oh
personally
yeah,
committed
yeah.
to.
You cannot prejudge anyone.
Yeah.
But so how do you open their mind? Because you said opening their mind. So how do you do that?
It's the $1 million question. Sometimes those complicated questions have very, very simple answers, and sometimes it's as simple as 4-word question that precedes anything else that you're going to say, which is simply, "Are you open to?" Are you open to a conversation with me about the real challenges you're facing in your business today? Are you open to some new possibilities about how to look at this particular situation? People can tell you they're not interested. If I just said, are you interested in hearing about our offers? I can tell you, thanks, no thanks, I'm not interested. And I, as the person doing the rejection, can sleep very well at night because not being interested says nothing about me as a human. It's just, I'm just dismissing you. I'm really not interested. But if you ask me, are you open to a conversation or a new solution? And I say, no, not really open to that. That says a little bit more about who I am as a human being. Like, nobody wants to admit that they're not open to something. We all want to be seen as somebody who's open-minded. And there've been studies on that. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. We all want to be seen as open-minded, and so that's a it says something about our persona, and that's personal. So sometimes it's just a simple question.
Okay, thank you. That's really great to know. So, actually, if you want to start business from scratch, I know you pivoted business many times and all, but if you want to start from scratch, how will you do it? What different approach you will take now?
Well, in a sense, I am starting a business from scratch, but I'm doing it with, on top of 30 years of experience. But taking a one woman show on the road, renting theaters, selling tickets, marketing, rehearsing, hiring directors, like all of this is a brand new thing for me. I've mostly worked with, selling to businesses that hire me for speaking or training or coaching or consulting, and now I'm selling to consumers to buy a ticket for my show. So it's a very, in a sense, I am starting over with a new business. I would say my best advice to other people doing that would be, I'm lucky because I understand sales and marketing. And uh, the one piece of advice I got very, very early on in my career was, you know, if you want to be good in sales, learn everything you can about other people. What I hadn't really discovered until maybe, a few years into my career was the one person that's going to be involved in every conversation I ever have is me. So, really, the question is, how can I learn as much as possible about myself, my own strengths, my not yet strengths, the my own emotional intelligence, like all of those things that are going to sabotage me without me knowing it, or the things that are going to support me in being successful. And the more I can know about my strengths, the more I can lean into those and hire the things that are not my strengths. So I would say to people, the best thing you can do is, yes, learn about the marketplace and what does the marketplace need as it relates to your offer. But first and foremost, understand your own wiring. Go get an emotional intelligence assessment from a certified coach. That's maybe that may be a little bit of my own bias, but it's definitely something you don't want to get wrong by somebody who doesn't know really how to interpret those results. And you don't want to do that off the shelf or just with some free online tool. It's not, there's so much value in an assessment like that. But any assessment, know your disc profile, know your strengths finders, just like the more you can learn about yourself, the farther you will go.
So, with such a packed schedule, how do you find work life balance?
Balance? What's that? I definitely, well, the things that I do with regularity, I anchor my morning. My morning is really anchored on health. I get up, I do my workout, I do my writing. I think, I put some thought into my most important priorities for the day. So my morning routine is a pretty solid 3 hour routine that I don't like to mess with. So I don't schedule business calls or anything else during that block of time. And then I have the same sort of anchoring routine in the evening. And that's more really related to connecting with my man who I love more than anything. And, we have our connection rituals, and because we spend a lot of time apart, obviously, from both of us doing, some travel and things. And so when we can't be together, those evening routines anchor us to each other, and I think that's really, really important. And I have other things that I do to create balance. I want to make sure I laugh every day. Even if it's out of my own jokes, you know, I'm talking with a funny friend, or I'm watching something funny, or I'm reading something that makes me laugh. But I always build some humor into my day, some writing, some connection with people who are important, um, and some, generating ideas about what's next in the future.
Thank you. So, do you have any free resource for our audience that you can suggest?
Oh gosh, there's no shortage of free resources. I'm a huge consumer of podcasts. I have my regular favorites, and I kind of have a routine of making sure I'm consuming things. But I'm kind of listening to a lot of things that are very theater specific, so I'm not sure that those would be really relevant to anyone else in your audience. Free things. I would just say with free things, just consider the source of the information, right? So like you wouldn't go to a financial person who's broke, and you don't go to a lawyer who's never won a case, like you just always consider the source of the information. Get your information from people who have been there, done that, and they've been successful at it, and they have really something to share, and they do it from a generous heart, as opposed to, I'm just sharing this little bit in order for you to buy this bigger bit. So that's just what I would say about that.
Yeah, absolutely true. It's really, I totally agree with you. So, I wanted to ask you that what is the one question which I should have asked but I did not ask?
You're singing my song. I always ask that question to people. Like, okay, well, now somebody's asking me. Um, I would say I like being asked, like, what's sort of my mantra for life. I feel like we've all been we've all had our own experiences, and there's a lot you can learn very quickly from somebody who's walked a different path than you. And I would say, for me, the thing that I want people to say about me when I'm gone someday, hopefully far, far in the future, is that she showed me that laughter is,
The medicine.
yeah, it is good medicine. Maybe not the equivalent of pain medicine. If you're in physical pain, go get your pain medicine. But laughter has its place, and
Oh, yeah, it
it's
can
not
increase
just
your
nice to
life.
have.
It
Yeah,
can surely increase your life.
yeah.
So, if someone wants to work with you, where can they find you?
Well, I have a couple different websites. I would say, if you want to see if you're somewhere where I will be performing my one woman show, I would love for you to be in my audience, whoever you are. And you can go to opdshow.com. So the show is called Optimistic Personality Disorder. And maybe we can drop that in the show notes or something.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
or you could type in optimisticpersonalitydisorder.com, and you can find me there. Or you can go to meritkahn.com. It's MERITKAHN.com. And there's always on my different sites a little let's talk button at the top right. And I wish that people were a lot less shy about booking 15 minutes. Let's just have a coffee and a chat. So that's how you can reach me. I'm also on
That's
LinkedIn.
really great, because your name actually really shows what you are offering, and it's very, very impressive.
I
Thank you,
actually
thank
once
you.
dated a guy whose last name was Worthy, so I could have been Merit Worthy, but I feel like that's kind of funny, Merit, worthy of praise. Like, that's literally my name, and that's what I want people to know, that they are worthy of praise, and
Sure.
and that's sort of the message.
No doubt about it. Thank you. Thank you for coming on our podcast and enriching our lives. Yeah, our community is our family. So we're helping our family with such a great humor, and we totally enjoy it. Thank you. Keep up the great work, and looking forward to attend your one of the shows for sure. Thank you.
Yes, well, you'll have to let me know where you are on the planet, and then I will bring the show to you.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Success stories from busy professionals just like you. As a full-time project manager and dad of two, I was skeptical about fitting another business opportunity into my packed schedule. But this system was different. The ready-made products meant I didn't have to create content from scratch. And the step-by-step implementation meant I could make progress in 30-minute chunks after the kids went to bed. I launched my first digital course in 3 weeks of evenings and weekends, and made my first sales within a month. This is the first program that worked with my real life. James T., project manager and side hustle entrepreneur.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We are blessed to have you as part of our community, and whatever way we can help you, serve you, let us know. Please subscribe and let us know how we can help you, what resources you want. We have lots of free resources and also free collaboration joint venture groups you can join and explode your business, because most solopreneurs quit their business before they launch their first products, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why we have special launch service where you can monetize your digitals and become profitable as fast as within 7 days. And if you want to scale your business, join our membership New Beginning Success Collaboration, where we'll provide you MRR and PLR products and collaborations so that you can scale your business with ease and effortlessly. And hey, if you want to sell your digitals all over the world, yes, we will provide you affiliates more than 200 countries. So everything is possible. Just live your dream, follow your dream, and whichever way we can help you, do let us know. Thank you and God bless you.